What's going on, my friends? It's your boy Dave Sharpe, back in the saddle Monday morning, feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Not, but I guarantee I will by the end of this show. So let's bring this guest on, okay? She's a returning guest, and the title of this show, as you can see, and if you can't see, I'm going to tell you, is you don't need to go viral to build a successful digital marketing business. I love that topic. Laura, welcome back to the show.
Well, this is my first time on the show, so I have not been on.
Where do I know? Oh, you were at the mastermind. That's why.
I was at the mastermind.
You're on the master. So that's where I know your face.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, good to see you again. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Nice. So what is it to be on the show now after recently attending the mastermind? That's unique.
Yeah, it's incredible, actually. I was very surprised to get your email and just honored. So I feel very honored to be here. And I'm just loving it. The mastermind was incredible. And I just want to thank you for that experience. And just to let everyone know that if you have not been to a mastermind, there is no sales going on at the mastermind. It is 100% encouragement, 100% making breakthroughs. And it was just a pretty fantastic experience. So I'm super excited that I went, and I met some great people. Hey to all my crew out there that we are in text message groups, and I met some wonderful people, and we still stay in touch. So it's nice. Pretty neat, special thing.
Very cool. Very cool. And also the fact that you mentioned one of the things that's unique that happens at our mastermind, which is there's no selling, there's no pitching. Did that allow you to relax a little bit and really feel more supported rather than like just a piece of meat sitting in a seminar room? I mean, what was that like for you to know that we're not going to be selling you any more stuff? We really want to help you grow from here.
Well, I mean, it just made it seem like such an incredible value, and the over delivering of information and having all the guest speakers that came on that had just golden nugget after golden nugget. And it was empowering and just such a learning experience. And there was no pressure for anything. It was just get to know these people that have done it, have been here for a few years and are making it work, and just kind of getting to pick their brain. It was just a great experience all the way around.
Yeah. The only pressure was the pressure that I put on everybody for not going through the training. You know what I mean? Yes. That was the only pressure. And I probably could have dialed that back a little bit, but I get fired up. I get fired up sometimes.
Yeah. My goal for that was to have 1,000 followers before I got there. And I think a lot of people had recently signed up. So that's where they were kind of at a little bit of a disadvantage. I had signed up a few months prior, and I changed my goal to 500 followers, and I did meet that goal. So I have 500 TikTok followers for the meeting. And so we got together, and a few people who hadn't made a TikTok after our conference, we went and made some TikToks for people that were making their very first TikTok. So that was pretty special.
You were able to move into that supporter role and be there to help and serve, and not just be there to take and learn. And what was that like for you, transitioning away from the learning to the doing and even the teaching? And of course, we'll talk about how that's gone more on your various marketing efforts. But how has that been for you overall, including coming to the mastermind with some knowledge and being able to, not be fresh, not be so new, because you've actually gone through some of the training and even taken some action. You've learned, you've actually even done, and then you were able to teach. What is that like? How is that for you? And where are you getting the, a lot of times we struggle with that. Well, who's going to listen to me? Or how have you dealt with that transition to being new to now being somebody who knows what you're talking about and you can help people, is basically what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible in that you don't realize how much you know until you see some people that know a little bit less than you do. And
Mm.
then I learned so much more. I actually had a Zoom not long after the mastermind with just a couple people, one person from TikTok DMs and one other person from the mastermind. And we just went over ClickFunnels, as a Zoom call. And it was amazing how it taught me too, because the more that you teach, the more that you're going back over the material in order to teach. And so it just kind of reinforces it and then reinforces it again. So I love teaching, and I just think that's a great step to go through and help you learn as well. So it helps me.
Well, you actually learn the most from teaching others, is my experience.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
and I've actually taught things that I wasn't, wasn't very well experienced in. And I was able to teach them, I was able to teach them very smoothly and very effectively. Why? Well, because first of all, I didn't get hung up on the fact of how long I've been doing something, or didn't get caught up on the fact of whether I was the leading world's best expert. I really think I also have settled into the idea that if I know something, I'm just gonna, with my integrity and my authenticity, I'm gonna do my best to pass it along. And I'm gonna do my best to pass it along with confidence, because if I don't teach, this is the big thing that a lot of us marketers and teachers don't realize. If I don't teach it with confidence, if I don't teach it and instill confidence while I'm teaching it, then it's not going to be as powerful. But I can do that even with only having the knowledge for a couple of hours or a couple of weeks. And a lot of us really don't understand that. I mean, what would you do if you were out in the middle of survival jungle, and you just learned something, and your family was back at the site, and you were you going to be like, "Hey, I don't really think I'm ready to teach you this, and I really don't think you're ready to learn." No, you'd be like, "Hey, come here. I just found something. Let's figure." You know what I mean? There's a different hesitation that people have when they come here for some reason. Maybe it's not that primal survival, because maybe they have things to fall back on. I don't know. What's gotten you in that kind of massive action, and or you're gonna, or a little bit of action every day if it's not been massive? And how are you dealing with those mental barriers or little hurdles that pop up that tell you, well, you're not good enough, or you're not an expert yet, or whatever? I mean, how have you dealt with that and persevered through it?
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm still working a full-time job. So I work at the hospital. I am a nurse anesthetist, and I have 20-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts. I'm working 40 plus hours a week. So my biggest hurdle is time. And for me, it is all about time blocking. And I have to time block everything I do pretty much. And it
Mhm.
works. So, and another thing is, like, before I go to bed, I want to have at least one TikTok ready for posting in the morning,
Mm,
so that I have at least what I need for the next day done the day before. So that and I've had a lot of education. So in my life, just gone through a lot of learning and schooling, and every decade of my life I've gone to school and learned a lot through that. I actually started out, though, I failed the 11th grade, so school was not one of my fortes. In high school, I had to go to summer school to get into my senior year of high school, and then didn't do well at college for the first time around. But since then, I have been in school every decade of my life, and I have
mm,
my doctorate degree in nursing, and I'm 61 and started this program at 60. So I just turned 61. And
mm. Happy
but
birthday.
learning is everything. So I kind of have a knowledge of cost of education, and this is a steal. This is like less than a semester of college. It's probably 2 course credits of college, and it is a lifetime of learning with this. You keep adding stuff to the blueprints, and I keep going back to the blueprint. So when I have a hurdle, I am like not feeling it, I am discouraged, I start procrastinating, I go straight back to the blueprints, and I pick a video of whatever I'm working on at the time, and I'll watch that video, and my motivation just skyrockets. And
Mm,
for right now, it's Facebook. I've kind of mastered the TikTok one. So right now
yeah.
I'm mastering I'm mastering Facebook, and I am not technically savvy. So I was not a poster. I'd never had TikTok before. My first TikToks were in the online make money space. And so this is all new to me for this. I may have a lot of education, but I was not educated about this. So, but I love to learn. So, and I'm doing it one step at a time. And so now I'm starting the Facebook. I started Reels. I am learning. This is one of my biggest hurdles and hangups was Facebook and segregating your friends and family. Hello, the first video on the blueprints is how to segregate your friends and family. What? That's like a light bulb. And then my next one was that I've really been not wanting to do a group. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. I was not wanting to have a group. How do you manage a group? What do you do? I mean, what do you say? What do you say to a group? Same thing with going live. What do you say going live? I have barely over 2,000 followers. I haven't gone live yet, but I'm doing it this week because once again, I went back to the blueprints, and the last one on the Facebook group, it was maybe Aaron and Chris, or I can't remember who the speakers were, but oh my gosh, how to grow your Facebook group. And that gave me the like chandelier light bulb moment of like bing, 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 bing of what to say when you're going live. And that is really your what, your why, and your beliefs. And so it's kind of like, here's what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And that's it. You don't have to go into the how you do it, because that's when you get into a paid offer.
That's when you get into losing people. Do you notice how I don't usually do that on the show? We're not going super deep technical because it really just creates more confusion and doubt before somebody buys. So there's, we can come back to that, but I love how you notice that, and please keep talking. I'm learning. We're learning a lot. So you needed to know how to go live. You went to the blueprints. You dug right into that section about the Facebook funnel, and we had a section there, a module on building and growing your group, and you went through that, and it was like, aha, there's the answer. It was hidden inside of a training video. Damn it. And that's why I am frustrated, or can get frustrated at people that buy things and don't go through them and then have questions, because it's like, I'm not frustrated that you're asking me the question, because I'll sit here and answer questions for you all day. I mean, I like to talk about this, but I'm frustrated at how much time we waste when we own the answers and they're right there in front of us. And for whatever reason, I have, and when I say I'm talking about a lot of us marketers, I have an issue sitting down and committing to going through that material. And I sometimes I buy it, and that dopamine rush of buying something is where I'm getting my hit from. But then when it comes time to actually utilize it and learn it and go through it, or read the book that I bought, I find that a lot of us human beings lack that follow through. For you, it sounds like you did a little of that, but you're also going back to the training and using it on an as needed basis as well. And that seems to be helpful. You can hit Control F on any computer screen, Control F or Command F, and it will bring up a little search bar, and you can just type in a word. So if there's a lot of modules, or if there's a lot of text, or if there's, like, for example, on our blueprints, we have the replays of all the Thursday coaching sessions. You can go to that page and you can hit Command F. And if you're looking for something from email marketing, you can just hit email. As a matter of fact, I have it pulled up on my computer right now. For those of you who can kind of look closely here at this bar, that's just Command F on a Mac. And if I wanted to search, say, something email, or if I wanted to search something that was video related, well, that's not going to come up because it's nothing on this page. But if I type in you, it's going to show me all the different places on this entire computer screen where the word you is. Right. So, we can also make our kind of searching easier. Then I think it's about getting also used to our material so we know where to go to look. And I'm getting used to that on my boat with my user manual, which is not something that I like to read. It's not, but I have this boat, so I'm having to go to the user manual, and look to learn how to do things that I don't know how to operate. And I hear you using the training similar to that as well, both going through it initially, but then going back to it, because as a somebody who's been in school and probably read a lot and all that, that oftentimes you'll also catch something the second time you watch it, right?
That's
Or
absolutely
it'll
true.
make sense different, or it'll relate in a different way.
Yeah, that's true, because that last video in the Facebook about growing your Facebook group, that actually applied to me for going lives. I said, oh, well, it's the same principle, because they're talking about going live in Facebook, and I'm thinking about going live right now in TikTok. So it's the same scenario of what do you say, and that's that what, why, and believe. Here's what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and that's
Yeah.
it. And just keep
Yeah.
that same message, because that's the message. I'm doing this because I want to retire sooner. My grandson's visiting today, and I want more time. I want more time, and I don't trust the stock market, and I want more money for retirement. I started late to this game, so for the retirement thing. So
it's very inspiring, that, right? I mean, it's not what it is, it's also what it looks like. And when you have and I think this is what's really inspiring people from all ages. I mean, when you have people like yourself, what'd you say you were, 61? Thanks for sharing that, by the way. It gives us some context about your life. And so 61, and here you are doing this, and I can't help but to feel inspired as somebody who's not 61, but if I was, I certainly would look to you and say, my Lord, and I think there's really been a huge shift, to older people coming online and doing this. You looked around at the mastermind, and it wasn't all young people. What's your thought about that? I mean, what would you say to maybe some folks on here who are listening who think this is a young person's game, and there's nobody who's out there who's maybe older, or who's going to be their target, avatar, who's going to listen to them?
Well, I think what I've heard, and I did hear this at the mastermind, most people that are actually on TikTok are kind of in their mid-30s and up. I mean, you've got the younger crowd, but you have a lot of people on TikTok. And also Facebook is where probably our older people are. So
It is. Facebook's about to do something for this community that this community is not even ready for with these Facebook Reels. And we're about to do something as a community and as a company together here very shortly, that, mark my words, not because I'm trying to be boastful, but because we've done this before. What we're about to do in Legendary in the community, it's going to be free to everybody. I think it's going to be free to everybody. I'm not entirely sure. It might be a paid thing. So make sure you buy everything today. No. We're going to do something that's going to lift and boost a lot of people's career and get a lot of people who are on the, lily pad taking a big old jump, taking a big old frog's leap here in the next couple of weeks. So you watch, but it has to do with Facebook. And I think you're right about that. I think that all the boomers who have been sitting, just sharing their little memes and so forth on Facebook, are about to get absolutely annihilated with reels from 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old people. And all these boomers on Facebook are going to go, wow, and they are all going to be spread out throughout the Legendary community here. I sense it coming. I do, because you're right. Facebook is boomer central, and you know that.
Yeah. So what I did, I set up a business page from my personal account, because I've still got that separation thing that I like to do.
Good for you.
Set up a business page, and on that page, I'm posting reels every day. And I highly recommend everybody save your TikToks without the watermark, because every day we hear somebody's account gets taken and just shut down. So there's a couple of apps out there. I don't know if I would be able to speak their name, but there's one
Snaptic's
that,
one of them. Snaptic is the most popular, I think.
Snaptic is great. It's free. And then repurpose.io, it's a little fee after so many, but that one automatically will download your TikToks. There's no thinking going on. And I have
I'd
my
pay for
little
that. I don't want to think. I like
I
to
don't wanna
pay
think
a
about it.
little bit of money to not think. Thank you for
Me
saying that.
too. I want to automate as much as I can automate. I'm doing it. And so I'm doing repurpose.io, and it goes straight to my Google Drive. Without a watermark, I don't even have to think about it at all. So
Do they have
that
an
to me has
affiliate
been
program?
a time saver. And
What was that called? Oh, repurpose.
repurpose.io. And
Okay.
it'll take the watermark off, and you can actually schedule through that app for Facebook posts and Instagram posts.
All right. And I don't know why you're not sharing
So,
your affiliate link here with us, but you know, man, we
yeah.
tell people they
No,
can't
I'm
do
not.
that.
I'm not selling
Hey,
anything today.
hey, listen, you can be though. Repurpose.io. Huh. Affiliates. Hello.
I know.
Grab
Yeah.
your affiliate link. Okay. So just saying,
Yeah.
if
I'll
you
have.
love this,
I do.
here's
Mhm.
another place to create multiple stream. I want to talk about this for a second, if you would mind, because I noticed that you had a little bit of like MLM and so forth at in
Yes.
your
Mhm.
history, in your past,
I've done a
because
few.
you let us know that. So um, tell me what your kind of experience here with the simplicity of this, in the ability to be able to do it, not the simplicity per se, but the ability to do it to a cold audience versus doing marketing and having to build your business based on your local community or friends and family.
It's an absolute game changer. Absolute game changer, because you don't, with the MLM, and when I was like, I did a few, and what happens to me in those is everybody that you see, you kind of think of, oh, maybe they want to get in on this, or oh, and yeah,
Right.
looking at people like that, I don't want to think that way. So I'm like, no, this is so different. It's like, I get excited about this, so I am talking about it. But then I'm like, I back up and I say, but no, you'd have to find me on TikTok for me to talk anymore about it,
Right.
because I'm not going with that friends and family scenario. It's just so freeing not to be there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
do that.
And
It's a game changer.
just for those who are wondering what how to separate friends and family, do you want to just give them the quick and skinny, the what did you do? I mean, just tell them how you are separating the two.
Well, for me, I have a hard time when I'm excited, not like telling people. It's like, so I didn't say anything to anyone until I had 1,000 followers, pretty much, and even my daughter. My husband, yes, because he's been very supportive, and but I really didn't tell anyone. And then at work now, I just say, hey, yeah, I'm a TikTok star. It's no big deal, but you have to find me. And so they don't know my name, my handle. And actually, some people have found me at work. So I did a TikTok for them about what do you do when people from work find you on TikTok? And I said,
Wow, I love that. Right,
follow me, So I'm making
right.
fun of it. And it's so fun. And I'm having such a fun time with it. And
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. So
Well,
found
if you want to know, okay, if you want to know what, like, where society is going, okay, where society
me.
is going to make everybody feel a little bit better about themselves, and to know that you're right and your critical less what coworker, friend, family, whatever is not. You're right. Here, I'm going to prove it to you
Yeah.
here real quick. So I like to find unique things that are sometimes around like my hobbies or interests, not just business stuff all the time. Because I can get burnt out that way. So like I'm into boating and in the ocean and stuff like this. And this guy that I've been watching a lot lately, his name's Eric, and he's absolutely incredible. Like I love this guy. But he recently just quit his job within the last year to try to make the money. And this guy, this is a guy who's, this is a guy who is sailing across the Norwegian Sea. I mean, in a small little sailboat. This is a guy who's got, this guy's on a whole nother level. This guy's teaching me things about fear and stuff that I could never learn from anybody in this industry. Sometimes you got to go outside and you got to learn things from people who you wouldn't expect to learn things from. But I've already learned a lot from this guy. And he recently quit his job. Why? Because he started this channel a couple of years ago, and he started sailing around the Norwegian Sea. You can see how obviously a lot of his videos look different in the beginning too, different thumbnails. It just sucks more basically. And after whatever this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, 32, 40, 48, 70-ish, 60 something videos, 60 to 70 videos. He's in the last year went full time here to create the best sailing videos from the Norwegian Sea that could be created. And he's got sponsors now, Ray Marine. A lot of people have sent him different different things for his sailboats, and he's gone through all those refitting. This was one of the videos where he was refitting. Here's my point though. Here's my point. Okay, is that this guy is making money from filming his dream. That's what he's doing. He's working with a camera. And unfortunately or fortunately, however we want to look at it, nowadays to be successful in a business, here's the good news and the bad news. The bad news is you got to be a content creator. The good news is you got to be a content creator, right? Because it's the one way to get your message to the masses, oftentimes for free. And Eric figured that out. Now there's other guys who are sailing out there who, just like Eric, worked his job for a long time and went back and forth. And he just said, hey, look, I think there's a way to do this full time, just like all of us are doing, but it doesn't matter what niche it's in. And that's what we get so confused about. We think, oh, well, this only works promoting legendary marketer. No, my friend. You see a lot of new people out there in the marketplace who are promoting make money online business, because that's how they were exposed to these strategies. So they're turning around doing what they know, what's familiar. But we have people in this community, and there's lots of examples of how this is being used in lots of different niches in many different ways. This guy's not particularly doing affiliate marketing per se, but he should be probably, and he could absolutely create a course, coaching program, or event to bring in additional money. I think his goal is just to sail and film it, and that's totally cool. But quite frankly, I would go and do an event with this guy. If he put on a 2-week event in Norway, I'd be there. And I don't know. There's just why? Because he's putting content on the internet that's casting a huge net that's finding people like me that maybe there's 1 million who won't buy, but I'd buy. And I'm sure there's probably hundreds others that are like me. Right. And so it's just a great example of something in a different niche being done slightly different, but it all boils down to marketing via content creation. And this is just another example of how that's changed the game. What comes up for you, Laura, as you see this unique example?
Well, for me, I've done yacht delivery. So this is and been out at sea and sailed sailboats from San Francisco back down to Southern California. So I wish I had video of that when I see this, because we had things go wrong. I had to sail through the night without my co-pilot. They were having to take I have done some hairy deliveries of sailboats. And
Wow.
so for me, it's like I love this because it
Wow.
is it's kind of bringing home some of my past. But
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal. And what to me this brings home is kind of like he's filming his daily life. You know,
He
this
is.
is what he does, and that's kind of what TikTok people want to see is what you do. He is of course an adventurer, so he's filming that. But if you're going, you know, for a walk with the dog, I mean, people want to see that too. You know,
Yeah.
he's one end of the scale of his day is crazy,
Yeah.
exciting, and terrifying at times. I mean, this
Yeah.
I've been there multiple times like that with horrible
Yeah.
seas and
Ooh, I love it.
yeah, so I have, and it's you feel how small you are when you're out at
Yeah.
sea and the weather is bad or whether or not when you can't see land anywhere, you really realize how problems are small, everything's small because the world is so large.
And we
But
can
and
solve them,
just the
right?
power of the ocean, and it's just that's an incredible thing that he's doing.
It
And
is.
mhm.
It is. It is. And mm, there's it's such a great example of just somebody who chose to turn on a camera, you know. And if you go back to his early videos, just like if you go back to all of our early videos, you know,
Yeah,
it's not going to be the quality, it's not going to be the same, it's not going to be.
right.
But if you know, if you want to watch something really powerful, in this storm, where he's entering into a force 10 storm,
Yeah,
encountering storm force 10, as
yeah,
he's going out into it, like he talks
yeah.
about fear and overcoming fear, and fear being a lack of knowledge.
Oh,
And
yeah,
once you have the knowledge, you're you
yeah,
the fear goes away because you have the knowledge now.
right.
And it's such a powerful example that and it applies so much to even what we're doing, because you know, we're all afraid of everything. We're all afraid of
Yeah,
going live, we're afraid of posting a video, we're afraid of everything. And
yeah,
it's only a lack of knowledge. It's
it's true.
just a lack of knowledge. It's not knowing. It's not knowing what it's going to be like. And the only way to know is to do it. And once you know, the fear goes away. And
Yeah,
that, from this one video, Encountering Storm Force 10, he said that. And it was so powerful to hear. And that's been my experience when that fear is there. It's from not knowing. And when I know, that fear goes away. Has that been true for you too?
absolutely. I mean, just think of, I mean, this is incredible what he's doing in the fear. And I do realize that fear of being out at sea in bad weather. But just even just doing your first
Yeah.
TikTok, it's like pushing that button that says post. Do it. Just do it because it doesn't matter. Everybody's first TikToks are not anything to write home about.
Right.
And yeah, so just do it. You just have to go out and do it. Um, yeah,
My
so
initial videos back in the day were just absolutely, you know, were absolutely ineffective is what they were.
yeah,
And you know, they didn't drive many leads, they didn't drive, you know, many sales, if any. And you know, it was we all start somewhere. We all start somewhere. And I don't know, it's you know, for some of us, it's it's you know, it's like we forget how to start something. You know, we forget that it's gonna suck at first.
yeah,
How long did it take you to where you would have considered, okay, this doesn't suck anymore? I got it. I can, I know what I'm doing. I
yeah.
feel comfortable, or at least more comfortable now. How long from the time that you started taking action and putting the training into, or even before that, if you were going through it and you started to feel a sense of confidence, but when did that sort of shift happen, that internal shift happen for you? Or has it yet? Are you
Yeah. Oh,
still kind
yeah,
of?
absolutely. I love making content. I am all about it. I like to just, you know, talk. I'm much better just on the talking videos actually than the pointing ones. I'm like, I don't
Mm,
enjoy those as much because I feel like I now have a message and I have something to say. So, in just being authentic now, and it took about a month, I'd say. I took about a month to get my funnel built and my email autoresponder, and I highly encourage people to do this. Give yourself time, give yourself grace, and get your funnel built, get your email autoresponder up and running. And while you're doing that, practice your TikToks. Batch them. I did a video on how to batch your TikToks. So batch them and save them. You can go back to edit them later. And then once you've got a few done, and you've got your email autoresponder and your funnel, because you don't want to have all these responses and then not be set up, because then you're making content and having to do your funnel and email autoresponder. That's a lot at one time. So if you get your basics set up, film some videos, practice, and then just start nailing them 3 times a day at the beginning for a few weeks, 3 times a day. If you can, if you can't, like right now, I'm down to 1 a day. My goal is 1 a day. If I do 2 a day, I've exceeded my goal, because now I'm focusing on Facebook. So TikTok is running its own thing right now. I've got that going. I'm great on TikTok. I'm completely comfortable on TikTok. If I mess up and post something that is whatever, I don't care anymore. It's like, it's okay, whatever. And I just post another one and go on with the day. But Facebook is where my focus is now, and getting my reels that have been repurposed. And those I'm now doing 3 times a day. So I'm posting reels 3 times a day of my repurposed TikToks. And then my TikToks, I'm making new content just 1 a day, because my time is valuable.
Yeah.
And again,
you already got all that content. Got all that content.
Exactly. And the whole reason I'm doing this is to have more time with my family. So I want to keep this in a time block fashion, that I'm not overwhelming myself with a new business. And this is a new business. I take it seriously. Like, this is a business I'm building. And so I want to give it the attention it deserves. But then again, I've got to balance that with family time. So so the biggest takeaway for me is just being authentic on camera, and just, have a message that has value, and not stress the small stuff. If you look at my videos, I have about 10 of these black t-shirts, stressing over what to wear on camera. That was a stress for me. So I just
that's why I come on.
Sometimes blue. I'm a little blue, but hey, pick something that works and just go with it. I'm like, I don't care.
It was a stress for me. Like, I used to get up, like, if I was like filming that day, or there was a camera involved in any way, shape, or form, I would like have to take a shower, which was a burden in and of itself for me, taking a shower. But actually get on like a decent looking outfit, or whatever, what I thought was decent looking, which half the time was not decent looking, so I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to wear a black shirt every day. And so most of the time I just walk into my office house, pick a shirt up off the floor, and go live first thing in the morning. I mean, I'm dead. You think I'm playing too, don't you?
No,
or hopefully it's on the couch. Hopefully it's on the couch and it's not on the floor. But if it's on the floor, there's no shame in my game. There is not a zero zippity doo dah day bit of shame in this game. Not because you know what? I don't care what you think. I care what my son thinks. I care what my daughter thinks. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to get our priorities in order. You know what I mean? Who cares about what a bunch of people on they don't care what I look like. They just care if I'm delivering value. If I'm delivering, and you know what? If I look too good, then they'll probably think it's too good to be true anyway. So don't even try to look your best. Don't try to look your best. Don't try to sound your best. Don't try to give people your best, because they'll be skeptical of it. You got to make it look a little shitty, so people are like, okay, that looks legit. Looks kind of beat up and shit. I'll consider this person. I mean, seriously, if you get too rich on the internet and start showing people everything you got, they'll be like, dude, this guy is not the real, but that's why I just sit. You don't know where I'm at. I just sit in the same place every day, because it's like, look, I'm not here trying to get you to believe that I'm, some guru. Just, I'm a guy sitting in a chair talking shit about marketing. If you want to listen and learn about marketing, we can do that. but it's not about trying to convince you to keep doing something and or to follow me off a cliff, because the truth of the matter is that no guru really knows what's right for everybody, and most of us already have the answers inside. And the most important things that we need are not anything that any guru or any person can give you. The things you already have inside of yourself, and maybe you need someone to help you unlock them, or go down and figure out, or remember that you had them, that perseverance, that grit that's gotten you through everything in life. I wasn't there. Your mentor wasn't there to help you get through all that, were they? No. You came into this world butt booty naked. You figured this stuff out, okay, with the help of your loved ones. That's emotional support, and you're going to die alone. And so no guru has the answer or the secret solution for your life, but when we get good information from good people in a good environment, it's amazing what we can do. And the environment, I think, is most important, because we're all going to make mistakes. We're usually not going to get it right on the first time, even if we have the best information. So we need a place where we can make mistakes, a place where we don't have to be perfect. And hopefully that's what this is for a lot of people. And you've given that to us this morning as well. Not needing to be perfect, not needing to be all, absolutely excellent before you start, but you've showed us a great example of how to try to be prepared coming to an event. Try to, you're just do, and you're also working within your limits, right? You're every stage and you're not doing it better or worse than anybody else, but the thing that you're doing the best is that you're putting one foot in front of the other consistently every day. And that is truly the foundational ingredient for a business. If you don't go to the building, just think about mom and pop store. If you don't go there and show up, nothing can happen. If the doors aren't open, no magic can happen. A sale can never be made. So the first thing that has to happen is you got to be open for business. And you're doing that. You're open for business. And with this attitude that you have, and this vision, and this wonderful spirit, the sky is truly going to be the limit. So I'm excited to have you on for a second time, even though I thought this was the second, but you were just a friendly face that I recognized from the mastermind. And I'm sure next time you come on, you'll have much more to teach us, and many more things that you've experienced.
Yeah, I'm sure that I will learn a ton more, because I'm learning more every single day. So I'm enjoying the process, and I just thank you. I just thank you for value pack program.
Well, it's my pleasure and duty, if I'm gonna be selling something with so much conviction, that to not overpromise and underdeliver. And so that's the biggest lesson that I've ever learned in business. It's not about being sneaky. Marketing's not about writings. It's not about hypnotizing people. It's not about getting them to do things against their will. It's not about the secret closing line. It's really just about figuring out a way to inject people's spirits with a little bit of joy, or a little bit of hope, or a little bit of curiosity. And then it's about just making irresistible offers and over delivering at every step of the way. So people are just so thrilled that they want to keep sticking around. And even though even if you don't have like I say, well, we don't have anything else to sell, and we don't, but you know what? People will figure out a way to continue to support us, whether they become affiliates, or whether they go out and say, hey, Legendary's great. So you can never lose. You can never, ever, 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 ever lose by just getting up every day saying, I'm not going to leave a single situation stone unturned. I'm going to over deliver, and I'm going to do everything that I say I'm going to do. That's never going to hurt you. But the one time that you overpromise and underdeliver, one time you get out here on the internet and think that you're going to pull a fast scam, your whole career is over. And that's what makes it so easy to succeed out here, is that most people are not willing to just be a decent person, just play the long game, and just be more interested in helping people than just lacing their pockets, because you are not going to lace your pockets without helping people. And it's not going to happen. And so if you can, all of you can remember just how easy it is to succeed. And I'm telling you that so you can also borrow that language. Why? Well, because if you tell yourself it's going to be hard, it probably will be hard. It's easy to succeed because most people are not willing to do the things on a daily basis that are simple and actually rather easy. They're rather easy because you know what they are? It's just doing what you say you were going to do. And it's
Yeah.
just trying to over deliver and do a little bit more than the next person every step of the way. That's it. That's it. And I'm sure you'd agree, even in the medical field, wouldn't you? That it's not about the doctor who's omnipotent and all-knowing, or the nurse who's, even you with as much education as you have. It's still none of that education. All that doesn't matter when you're just in the moment with somebody and they just need you to over-deliver some support, right? And you know that, right? Nothing can. We are human beings, and we got to stop thinking about each other in terms of numbers and stats and leads, and remember that when you're out there marketing and talking to people, you're simply talking to another human being, and they can feel your energy, and they're going to make a decision about whether you really can deliver value and whether you can really help them or not. And so keep that in mind. That's going to be the number one defining thing to your success, and is who you are, not how you do things. And then the how will only multiply your results.
Right. So suit up and show up every single day. And we say that at work too, is like, that's number one. You've got to suit up and show up. So you've got to make that TikTok every day, because if you don't, when you take a day off, you call out of work, you don't make a TikTok one day, that's so much easier than to call out the second day or not make a TikTok for a second day. Then that turns into another day, which then all of a sudden you haven't made a TikTok for a week, or then you've got a habit of calling out of work. So if you don't make that, don't go down that road, because that's not where you want to be. You want to be suiting up, showing up every single day. So that even last night, I did not feel like it. I went ahead and took a break from my family. I went and posted a TikTok. I posted a Facebook reel. I had them ready to go. That's another thing about batching. Be prepared the day before for the next day. Even if you're not having a ton batch, you can always do something and get one thing ready for the next day. Then you're not stressing that day. And just kind of keep it rolling. You got to keep it rolling, and don't forget to just stay ahead a little bit. Stay ahead a little bit.
Show up for yourself. Don't forget to show up for yourself. That's the big thing. So I know you have to go show up for others too. As in your field and still doing that, we know that you're a busy lady, and we appreciate your time this morning. So thanks for coming on and inspiring us all, and talking about the mastermind and letting people know about that's a valuable and safe place for people to come and learn. They're not going to get attacked. They're not going to get pitched to death. You're just going to come there and you're going to have an experience that will be all your own experience, not the experience that somebody else wants you to have. And we'll do everything we can to protect that for you if you come to the mastermind. So, all right, my friends and my friend, it is so good to see you. And we'll see you really soon. Please come back and do a round 2 on Wake Up Legendary with us, will you?
I'd be honored.
Okay.
I'd be honored.
All right. See you, Laura. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
All right, go and follow her and support her and learn from her. And again, support her journey, and let's support each other by liking and commenting and lifting each other up on our content. And her handle is right there on the screen. Make Money with Laura Mint. And that's MINT, Mint. Make Money with Laura Mint. All right, my friends, it is Monday, and I've got my day straight. I'm looking down at my watch. I'm last week I thought it was Friday. It was really Thursday, but it is Monday today, and I am sure of that. So we've got a big week, and we've got an opportunity to end this month strong. We're halfway through 2022, It's amazing how fast this time goes. The clock don't stop for nobody. And it's your time now. It's your turn and it's your time. So seize it, and we'll be there, and we'll be here to support you every step of the way. All right. Come back, tune in tomorrow as we do every weekday for another episode. Wake up, legendary. Get on out of here.